So tomorrow is my birthday, my Earth Day, and the day that I came into this beautiful realm, and I share this day with so many beautiful beings. And I have been contemplating on what this day means to me and why it's the one day of a year that we get celebrated and that we're gifted and we have accolades and affirmations and so much love directed in our direction, when each day is such a celebration of life. So there's a few things that I want to share here, a few things that I'm excited about, one thing that I'm pretty proud about for myself, and a few desires. I am in the moment trying to decide and to create, what this day means to me. This is apparently a big day. I'm coming into my 4th decade of life in the human experience, and for some reason it feels like any other day. The summer solstice is here. I'm sitting in the jungle of Mexico. You can hear the silence and the quietude, and I've been in refuge and doing my practice each day and sitting in meditation and sitting in more stillness and silence and kind of dissolving, more and more dissolving. And this day, a lot of people, like, this is the day. You have a big party and you have lots of cake and you have all your favorite friends around. And I've had many of those celebrations, and I've also spent many of these days alone in my life, and especially in childhood, birthdays didn't have a positive spin on them. They weren't days of receiving lots of love and cake and presents. They were days of feeling very alone and unwanted. And there's a desire to bring some equilibrium into this day. There's a desire for me to create a ritual and a ceremony of myself and celebrating life in general, more than just my individual being. And so I don't know what that ritual and that ceremony is going to look like, and it's only beginning to drip into my body before tomorrow as midnight comes. I was born right on the solstice. So how precious that I'm born into the longest day of the year. So much light pouring into it. And so I want to just give gratitude for the amount of time that I have had, and not for the years, but for the days, like the occurrence and the recurrence of so many days, these 24-hour cycles that have led me to this moment, and this love that I have in me, and this light that's beaming out, and this foundation of depth that comes from some really dark places. And so I have a lot of gratitude for the light that drips in right now, when the last year and a half has felt really dense. And last year's birthday was a really difficult one, and it was also beautiful. There were simultaneous things happening in that time, but there is this desire now of, what do I want to do? What do I want to give back, on this day? What do I want to give forward? What love do I want to put into life? And so my request from each of you that find yourself watching this is to send me your favorite poems and your favorite songs, and maybe personal stories of triumphs and also, trials of moving from a place of fear into love. I think that's been my biggest journey, of really stepping out of scarcity, stepping out of fear, stepping out of the affliction of the abandonment wound and the worthlessness wound and the helplessness wound, and standing in my power and loving myself and loving my body and loving my life, and of living each moment more fully in the face of, facing my own mortality in the last year, and just really sitting with the existential nature of my life and of life. And so I feel a lightness now. And so I feel like I can receive difficult messages of trials and tribulations, and I would love to receive insights and lightness and things that have pushed you through, songs and poems and people that you feel inspiring, or courses, or places in the world that have been like truly charged with deep healing energy. Connect me with the paths or the lights, the illumination on your own paths through difficulties. This is my desire for my birthday, my Earth Day. And also, I have something exciting to announce, and I'm announcing it today because it's just been what's alive. For the past 15 years and longer, I've been writing poetry and prose, and the mind, I have such a mind, my mind is going. And at times it has been my escape, it has distracted me, it has engulfed me. And also what I find is over these 2 decades of deep growth and self-evolution and disintegration and dissolution, and of dancing with the shadow and just falling into the void, I have written from those places, from those dark places, and from that emerges a book. I have 2 books that have been in the works for so long, for over a decade. But finally, with the help of my amazing editor, Mel, who I give a shout out to, my poetry book exists. It's a tangible thing soon enough. But in ebook form, it exists, and in hardback soon. But for my Earth Day, my desire is to put it out into the world and to see if there is any energy that comes back or any excitement. And for me, the book is already a success, whether or not you decide to purchase it or to read it. It's a success because I'm finally finishing something that I've started. I have started a book so many times and never completed it, and it's coming to its completion for now, and I'm sure there will be more additions. But there's such pride in, wow, your vulnerability, your walk through the void, your dance with anger and sadness and grief and existential angst and joy and ecstasy and orgasm and everything that is like a transmogrification, a transmutation, a chrysalis, a metamorphosis, a metastasis, like all of these things, these words we use for the great change, the big shift. This book is, it's a compilation of every time I tripped and fell into the void and lost hope or lost faith and then found my way back. And so I have edited from many versions of myself. And so there is this timelessness. There's no dates as things arrive in the book, but it's different writings from over 2 decades that merge together in this thread through the journey deeply inward to meet self. And my desire is to share it, and for the right people to find it as a seed to journey deeper and to fall deeper into love with themselves, and to maybe find words in there that are yours, and poems and prose and paragraphs that feel as if your soul is really speaking to you for the first time so clearly and so radiantly and effulgently that you find your own stories in these pages. And so my hope is that in putting it out into the world, and now for my birthday offering this pre-sale, that maybe the abundance comes back just to pay off the amount of time and energy and work I put into it, and Mel as well, and that the right hands find it. And if not, they find me. So, if it's only a book that I've created for me and I'm the only one that has the hard copy and I can read from it, then this is such a success. So without expectations, I release this prayer into the world. And if you feel desiring of peeking into it, then I encourage you to hit the pre-sale link and purchase it. And it's $22 USD, my number, one of them. And I'm so excited to share it with you. And I hope that as you read through it, that you will find pieces that connect with you. And I must say, you won't be immediately receiving it. You won't be getting it until around November this year. And hardback copies will be for purchase in the new year. But this pre-sale is to receive it in November before it's published. And so I hope that you find it valuable. And if not, aside from all of that, I celebrate this day for all of us that share this day, that we've come into creation, that we've come into life. May we appreciate every single day, have gratitude for the thrilling days, the exhausting days, the loving days, the challenging, perpetuating loop days, and that we know it's all temporary and it's all changing. And may we create works of art to inspire each other to keep going. This is my desire, is to continue to share my own stories and the things that have helped me move through this wild psychedelic experience called life. And loving each of you. Feel free to send me voice notes of beautiful songs and riddles and poems and happy birthday in all the different languages. And yeah, if you find yourself here, even if you don't know me so well, little bitty wishes of love and little insights and whispers of inspiration are so welcome for my heart and my soul and my body. And I promise that as I receive them, I will radiate them out back into the world with more and more love, so that we all might get a little piece of the birthday cake. Happy Earth Day to each of you. We're here together on this journey. Eat some cake today, give a hug, and receive some love. Let yourself receive some love.